story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge. What's up, Dad? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger. I'm James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM. SASportsStar.com. You can always get at me on the show, whether it's on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at I Am Pledger. Tweet at the station at SASportsStar. Or you can comment along on our YouTube page. Go to SA Sports Star, like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show. Like Bro Gamer 123 in here early saying, "What's up, Pledge? What's happening, Bro Gamer? How you doing today?" I just talked about it in my Sports Center update. Some news came out of Houston Texans training camp after their second day of practices with the Miami Dolphins.
With our game this week, we'll play all our players will play. All our players will see time in the game, and that's how we'll go about it. CJ will go out first, again, as he did last week, and we'll judge the game as it goes along.
CJ's going out first. CJ is the starter for the second straight preseason game, and he's been getting all the reps in practice for the last 2.5, 3 weeks, it seems like, even before the Patriots game. So the interception on his 4 pass attempts doesn't seem to be a big issue. Actually, things coming out of practice have been very positive, and it sounds like Laramie Tunsil's going to play, so he's going to have his actual offensive line minus Titus Howard, who is still recovering from a broken hand, but they're going to have all the pieces in place. I don't know why they just won't go ahead and say, like they did with Anthony Richardson and Bryce Young, CJ's the starter. They keep the facade of this competition intact when anybody watching from the outside, inside, around the periphery, or doesn't pay attention at all is hearing CJ's running with the ones at all times. He got all the reps with the ones in joint practice. He got the start in the preseason. Just name him. He's the starter week 1 when you take on the Baltimore Ravens to open the season, and he will be the starter when they take on the Colts and Anthony Richardson when I go to watch that game in week 2 for their home opener. Just say it. I don't know why there is this fascination. Now, I don't know if this is a D'Amico thing or if this is a Nick Caserio thing left over from the stink of the Bill O'Brien, because this feels like something Bill O'Brien would have done. And he tried to do it, if you remember, with Deshaun Watson, to where he's like, you can't start, you're a rookie, blah, blah, blah. We're going to roll out Tom Savage. He promptly gets sacked 7 times in the first half against the Jaguars in their opener. And from there on, it was Deshaun Watson's show. Just proclaim it. Everything you're doing says that he is the starter. It's going to be nice to see him with a fully functioning offensive line and hopefully a little bit more action this time. Hopefully he gets, more than a couple of series, more than 4 pass attempts. I would love to see maybe a quarter of CJ, quarter and a half. What Josh Allen's going to do with the Buffalo Bills this weekend. And after that, I'm good. I really don't need to see him in the final preseason game. If you know he's going to be your starter, I have zero need to see him perform in that final preseason game. But I would like to see an extended version of him coming up shortly. Up in Dallas, things got a little heated yesterday. Micah Parsons at the forefront. Micah Parsons has been at the forefront of a couple of things up in camp. He was the one who actually got his hands on Dak Prescott and accidentally hit him. Almost, Dak with another finger into a helmet. Not what you want in training camp when the quarterback's supposed to be off limits and he's wearing that bright red jersey. But Micah plays with the dialed all the way up to 11. It's really hard to turn that down. He's just, the more I heard out of him, especially from the Pivot podcast and when we were at Oxnard for training camp, and I heard to him. He just seems like he's kind of always dialed up like that. I don't think he has an off switch. He is somebody that is going 90 to 100 miles an hour every time he is on the field. And I'm okay with that. But to be great, if that's what you feel, the greatness has to be, I understand it. There are some things that come with it, though. He and Tyler Biadasz got into it. Sam Williams comes from out of nowhere, blindsides Tyler Biadasz. Imagine if Tyler Biadasz falls wrong, twists a leg, torn ACL, done for the year. You don't have a center. Chippiness can go wrong. And I think part of it is the guys are just tired of hitting themselves, which is where joint practices come in. But even there, you start to see teams get into one another. I just think a lot of it is training camp. You've been hitting each other for 3 to 4 weeks. You're just tired. You're tired of it. It's all drills. There's no game. There's no payoff. There's no scoreboard. There's no feeling of win or loss at the end of the day. And you're ready for it to mean something because it doesn't. And I think that's probably the big part of it. But Dak was with NickEatman.com on the sideline on Dallas Cowboys website, their show, The Sideline. And he was talking about some of that chippiness.
That's my role and that's my job, honestly, is just to bring everybody together, understanding that I encourage a lot of it. I mean, going back to the trash talking, going back to just feeding into the passion of the game and trying to get the most out of your teammates. But at the end of the day, we are on the same team. So when it feels like it's getting ready to cross the line or you see punches thrown, it's important just to go grab those guys, understand, hey, man, like I broke my thumb last year, and that's all it takes is for you to break a finger, break a thumb, and now you're putting this whole team in jeopardy and everything we've worked on and built. So that's what that conversation's about is I understand the passion. I understand the iron sharpen iron and all the emotions in it. But at the end of the day, we go back into the same locker room. We're all family. We're brothers. Right. So as long as we leave it on the practice field and nobody gets hurt doing it, it's fine. And that's what those conversations are about. And I enjoy being able to pick at the fire, but at the same time, knowing that these guys are going to listen and bring everybody together.
I love everything he said there. It was truthful. It was honest. It was correct. Yeah. We play on an edge. We're people that put our body on the line literally every single time we take the field. You never know what can happen to a leg, a knee, a Damar Hamlin situation. These guys are warriors. So to be like that, you kind of, especially to be great, you kind of got to play on a razor's edge. And they're learning to do that. And that is the sign and the caliber of a team that is ready to take that next step, I believe. Dallas is right there. And one of the things that can help them take that next step is to get rid of Zach's aberration year, where he misses 5-6 games, still leads the league in interceptions. Can he be a game manager? And is there something wrong with that term? Because, I mean, Tom Brady won a bunch of Super Bowls early in his career being a quote-unquote game manager.
Yeah, no, it's a fair question. And, a lot of times in this game, people say he's a manager, and that gets a lot of knock, as you're saying. And that's not necessarily. And that's understanding what team you have, understanding the players you have. And to answer his question, yeah, sure, at times. I mean, I've gotten so confident in my game and my ability. That's something I've worked hard on. But in the same sense, understanding that you've got the defense is that, yeah, it's okay to punt the ball in certain situations because, hey, they're going to give you the ball back in 3 plays or less with the way that they make turnovers. So, yeah, it's important for me to understand the flow of the game, I think, as much as anything, and when to really test that risk versus reward. But in the same sense, to be aggressive in my own style with as well as Mike's calling the game. And I think that's something that we are always in communication about, is what he expects from a play and when I'm supposed to test it. And I think a lot of times the plays have those options within them.
It's going to be very interesting to see Dak this season in this new offense, because something that he, McCarthy, the receivers, everybody seems to be stressing understanding the purpose of a play. PCP is what they call it, play caller's purpose. Why the play is being called, why it's being run, and what the purpose of everything within the play is designed to accomplish. And it feels like that may be something that wasn't there with Kellen Moore. Now, it worked. It worked to great success. They were the second highest scoring team in the NFL over the last 2 years, with Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator, behind only Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's it. That's the list. But understanding things, I'm a big person that likes to understand the why of things. I love to know the why of things that I do here in the studio, the why certain spots run where certain spots run. I'm just curious by nature, and I think that if I understand the why of something, I have a better grasp of accommodating to that. That's just kind of who I am. I'm curious by nature. And I think football players, especially quarterbacks, are probably the same way, or a receiver, as to why he's the third option in a route, or whatever it may be, why certain routes go certain ways and what the purpose of them is. Maybe against different coverages. Maybe each receiver has a different purpose depending on the coverage that they're facing. I think the why is going to be a very important thing to watch for as we continue this Cowboys season, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds to see how this offense performs when everybody understands the why, because that seems to be the big stressed focal point of this Mike McCarthy system. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I'm James Pledger. Coming up next, I'm going to be joined by Rudy J of R&R in the Morning, and following him, Joe Reinagel of the Blitz will be joining me as we go back over some of the things that we've talked about in regards to the Texans, the Dallas Cowboys, playing your starters, not playing your starters, and of course, the San Antonio Spurs schedule. What are you looking forward to most when it came out? I want to know what Rudy looked at first when the schedule came out. Was it the opener? Was it the games in Austin? Was it how many nationally televised games there were? I personally looked at the nationally televised games and then went from there. But it's going to be interesting to see what he looked for first when that schedule dropped. Rudy J, R&R in the Morning. Join me next right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic is back Monday, October 2nd at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now for $120 per person or $400 per foursome. Plus, a hole-in-one shot for your chance at $50,000 or a $1,000 gift card. 94.1 San Antonio's Fall Golf Classic, benefiting the Lupus Foundation of America Lone Star Chapter. Presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Sean Claw, Flight by Yingling, Twin Peaks, Renewal by Anderson, Meritage Homes, and Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back. The 2023 Hunters Extravaganza. This weekend at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Fun for the whole family. Check out hunting seminars, all the latest hunting equipment, last season's best bucks from our annual deer contest, and for the little hunters, games, live alligators, snakes, and more. For details and tickets, go to huntersextravaganza.com. This weekend at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. The 2023 Hunters Extravaganza.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results. Never forget Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Missions Baseball is back Tuesday night at Wolf Stadium. It's AARP $2 Tuesday, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Gates open at 6 p.m. First pitch at 7:05. Go to samissions.com for tickets. We are San Antonio.
My name is Jessica. Years ago, I was diagnosed with a thyroid condition. I slept all the time, was fatigued, had no energy, and a bad attitude. Now I've lost 50 pounds and I'm still losing. My medications have been scaled back, my emotions are stable, and I have lots of energy. People at work say I'm happy, perky, and my husband says he's not walking on eggshells around me any longer. The Institute for Functional Health changed my life.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
This is Rudy J from R&R in the Morning. Set your alarm and wake up with us morning 6 to 10. Plenty of sports and good fun right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I appreciate you all rolling along with me this evening. We're just talking about Dak Prescott and the play caller's purpose and what the meaning behind the plays are and stuff like that. And Mario joined in. Mario, welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger. What you got for me?
Hey, Pledge. Like I was saying, the play caller's purpose, they're building the run to set up the play action pass. And, you'll notice if you look back at old tape of Green Bay when Mike was calling the plays, how many times they burned teams with the play action pass or a pass play built out of a run-looking formation.
Yeah, I understand that, but that's easy to get away with earlier in the season. Then there's a time where, people stop biting on the play action, Mario. Like, they just don't respect that you're going to run the ball anymore.
And that's where the routes, they need good route runners. Not saying they didn't have them last year.
They didn't.
But
I'll say it, they didn't.
If you have the good route runners going into it and they can sell the play action pass or they can sell a fake block for all of 2 seconds to get themselves open, then the Cowboys will be all right. I trust in Mike and in Dak to put up another good year.
And you're absolutely right. The Cowboys are going to be fine. I've never said the Cowboys aren't going to be fine this year. I think they are one of the top 3 teams in the NFC. There are 2 teams that have been there, done that in San Francisco and Philadelphia, and Dallas is beating on the door to knock them off and dethrone them. That's where they are. They just have to get over that hump now, but they're easily and have easily been the 3rd best team in the NFC behind those 2 for the majority of the last 2 years. Now it's about kicking in that door, breaking it down, and getting over that hump to solidify yourself by beating one of those 2 teams. And I think that's going to be very, very important for the Dallas Cowboys as they move forward this season. I think this when healthy. Obviously, health revolves around a lot of different things, but the offensive line, the starting one with Terrence Steele and Zach Martin and Tyler Biotish and Tyler Smith and Tyron Smith, it's as good a line as there's going to be in the NFL, I think. Tony Pollard is a top 5 to 7 back in the NFL. 8. You got Dak, who's a top 8 quarterback in the NFL. You've got CeeDee Lamb, who's a top 8 receiver in the NFL. You've got a lot of top 10 positions. Brandon Cooks being a number 2 is going to be so much better than last year for you. And his presence is already being felt, and you can tell because of Jalen Tolbert. And I think it's just very, very stacked. And that's on both sides of the ball. And you could tell the depth at safety with Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker and Israel Mokamu and J-Ron Curse. I mean, they just come at you in waves at safety. Then you got Damone Clark and Jabril Cox and Leighton Van Der Esch at the linebacking core. And then you move up into the front of the front 7, and you've got Micah and Sam Williams and DeMarcus Lawrence and Osa Odigizua and Quentin Bohanna and Jonathan Hankins and Mozzie Smith. Like, they've got guys, Dorrance Armstrong. They're going to come at you in waves, and people are going to be fresh because of that. And it's going to be very, very beneficial to them. And people like to knock DeMarcus Lawrence when people talk about him being a great run defender. Yes, he's an incredible run defender. And that has a massive, massive purpose. And he is worth every penny that he's spent because he is disruptive, tackles for loss, pressure. Has he gotten home as much as you would like somebody that you're paying $20 million? No. But 20 is now 30 when you're talking about the top edge rushers. 20 is perfect amount for DeMarcus Lawrence right now. Think about the contract was versus is. Was, you wanted him to be among the sack leaders in the NFL. Is, he can still be a double-digit sack guy with a ton of impact in the run game, pressure, turnovers, just disruption. Destructive and an incredible talent. Dallas is going to be really, really good. You can't tell me they're not going to be. It's going to be interesting to see more so what this offense looks, because if I saw part of it against Jacksonville, and if it's the part I think it is, I'd like to see it with Dak, but I think I kind of got the gist of it with McCarthy as a play caller. He settled into a groove there late second quarter, early second half, and just got into a rhythm. And they were at the ball, on the line, under center, huddles broke, everything's ready, and they're getting the plays in and out quickly. And there was some efficiency with that. And there wasn't in previous years where it will be taken down to the last second. You're always trying to audible out at the last second. And the snap count kind of becomes irrelevant because you're just playing against the clock at that point. And once it gets down to 1, you're firing off regardless if somebody moves or not, because they have to. And that puts you in a bad situation as an offense. You kind of want to not fall into, we're always snapping it on 2 or 1. Like, snap it on 8, snap it on 5, snap it on, get to the line and snap it when you are content with snapping a play. Now, I understand there are times you're going to take the play clock all the way down. But if you truly want to catch teams on their heels and really, really start to get into the defense and keep them off guard as to protect them from flying off the ball, mix up get to the line of scrimmage early and mix up when you're snapping that ball. Get up early, get into a quick tempo, and if things are working great, even if they're working, slow it down. Get up there, give them a quick, dummy count. See if you can get an extra 5 yards out of it after you get them into a rhythm of getting into it quickly. I liked what I saw, at least with the efficiency in what the plays got in and how much time they had when they got to the line of scrimmage in last week's preseason game. Now doing that on the road in Seattle with crowd noise, that's going to be interesting to see when it comes this Saturday. Don't forget, you can catch the Cowboys game right here. We are your home for the Dallas Cowboys. They're taking on the Seattle Seahawks on Saturday, 8 o'clock pregame, 9 o'clock kickoff, right here on San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Woods Comfort Systems. Coming up next, we had a lot to say when it came to the Dallas Cowboys, the San Antonio Spurs schedule, and even the Houston Texans. And Joe just had an interesting conversation with John McClain in the Houston Chronicle. And I'd like to pick Joe's brain about what he took away and what he expects from Houston in year one, especially with C.J. Stroud going into game 2 as the starter, and if he is upset with the unwillingness to name a starter when everyone else has, even though they are making it blatantly obvious with a neon sign. I want to know if it aggravates him the same way it aggravates me, because I kind of feel like I'm being get off my lawn guy with that, but maybe that's just because I've been so tarnished by the umbrella of the Patriot way in Houston for as long as it's been. That's all coming up next here on Extra Innings with Pledge right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and sasportstar.com.
It's R&R in the morning.
Friday on R&R in the morning, we'll be joined by RJ Ochoa blogging the boys at 7:30. We get you ready for Cowboys and Seahawks. And if McCarthy lets some starters on the field, which one do you want to see, Rob?
There's about 3 or 4. One of them is number 4. The NBA schedule's out. How many times do we get to see the two blonde stepbrothers play on national TV?
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
This is Protection. Yep, Protection. The everyday skin protection ritual that protects your skin from mosquitoes. Pre-barbecue. Pre-play Pre-everything. Pre-every day. Prevention is the best protection. This summer, make sure you have OFF, the #1 dermatologist-recommended repellent brand. SC Johnson, a family company.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Your next success begins with University of Maryland Global Campus. For more than 75 years, UMGC has been giving working adults the affordable, accredited, online education you need to reach the future you want. Because the path to success is different for everyone, we offer more than 125 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, along with success coaches and lifetime career services. Our online and hybrid courses and services let you learn on your schedule. No-cost digital materials in place of most textbooks, affordable tuition, and financial resources make UMGC accessible. And with no application fee through August 31st, there's no better time to get started. Find the education you need to create the future you want. Choose from fields like business, healthcare, cybersecurity, IT, and more, and take the next step in your career. Apply by August 31st and we'll waive your application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Hollywood Go.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for riding along with me. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, the whole nine, at I am Pledger. You can follow the station at SA Sports Star. We're there. You could also follow us on our YouTube page, comment along with the show. Joining me right now, though, co-host of R&R in the Morning, Rudy J, as he makes his way to a long day tomorrow, as he has R&R in the Morning, followed by the Blitz, where he gets to go play with some rattlesnakes.
I was like, what the hell are you talking about, long day? Then I was like, oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, you got a long day tomorrow.
Hunter's extravaganza with Mr. Ryan since Jason has to go to Metallica for the 99th time.
Well, 99th and 100th. He's got two shows.
Yeah, it's like I think it's going to be at Jerry's World. It's going to be streamed on like some big, I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be on the IMAXs.
Yeah, it's not the theaters. I'm like, who wants to go to the movies to watch that?
You don't want to go? I was going to ask you if you want to get tickets and go this weekend.
No, I don't want to go. No disrespect to Metallica, but if I go to the movies, I'm going to go see something. Like, I'm not going to go watch a concert.
I don't know. Something I would be dying to watch after just falling down a TikTok rabbit hole the other day is a rap battle between Eminem
and who?
And Melly Mel.
Oh God. Melly Mel embarrassed himself.
He is a GOAT. He is an originator.
He's an OG. I wouldn't say he's a GOAT. He's definitely an OG, an originator, but he's not a GOAT.
He's in the Hall of Fame. He was one of the first in the genre.
He's in the Hall of Fame because he was one of the first, but he ain't no GOAT.
Okay. Well.
But anyway.
He messed with the GOAT. He messed with the GOAT.
Yo, another random question.
Yo.
Is the Blue Beetle Marvel?
No, that's DC.
So a Blue Beetle is DC.
Yes. And that looks fire because
that's the kid from Karate Kid, right?
That's the kid from Karate Kid, and it truly is one of the first Mexican American standalone heroes.
Which is huge.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be a massive property, and it's kind of one of the first ones that DC is releasing since James Gunn has overtaken the DC umbrella. So it's going to be interesting.
DC's trying to make a comeback. We're going to see if Marvel can stand the test of time without staying.
Well, I'm telling you, there's some fatigue with Marvel right now because they've been putting out a lot of mid. There's been a lot of mid coming out from Mickey Mouse right now, and a lot of fans aren't happy about what they're ingesting it. I'm ingesting it, but it's just
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, man. We'll see. Because what's Spider-Man? Because Spider-Man was a hit. Is he Marvel or DC? That was fire.
That was good. But that
Spider-Man
was one
really
of the few things since Iron Man died that has come out that people have praised.
Oh, okay.
There are only like 3. And the problem is they're putting so much stuff out. And I think that's kind of the issue with it all. It is a whole bunch of balls in the air all at once. And there's in such a rush to finish products that some of these products are getting out like, it's a great first half of the movie, and then the end of it is just kind of And
they're rushing it.
It feels like they're trying to rush a bunch of stuff to the finish line, and it's falling flat. And that's kind of been the issue because the way they built it, things were spaced out more thoroughly. You get a couple properties a year, but especially with Disney Plus, they're making it a huge, huge thing to try and push out as much content as they can.
Yeah, you have to because you got that property just sitting there. So like you almost like, okay, we got to use this. I understand that. But yeah, I was wondering, Rob watching the preview this morning and we were like, I think that's a pledge question for Blue Beetle. We didn't know if it was a random superhero.
You can enlighten them in the morning. You know what you can do while you're enlightening them? You can let them know how right you were.
Yeah, I don't know. Rob sometimes I just scratch my head and just look at him.
Well, part of it's the battered Aggie syndrome. I think it leaks into some of his other fandoms.
Yeah, because for him to think all this hype surrounding Wemby. So we've had the discussion the last 2 days. How many national televised games will the Spurs get? And for whatever reason, with all the hype, with all the hoopla, he thought that the Spurs would only get 10 national televised games. And I was like, dude, minimum, they're going to get 20. And sure enough, I was pretty close. I was closer than him.
19. Now, some of them are on NBA TV.
That counts. We talked about that.
That counts. And not only does it count, those were kind of the only nationally televised games we've had. We've had 3 over the last 3 years. One of them was on ESPN because it was the Golden State Warriors at the Alamo Dome.
And one was like a flex type game. I don't remember. Something happened with Houston a couple years ago, and they put the Spurs game on. I don't remember, but yeah, it was weird.
So the schedule has been released. They open up the season at home, Frost Bank Center, October the 25th against Luka and the Mavericks.
Then the Ice House.
It's the Ice House? Y'all calling it the Ice House? Because
Frost, Ice. Rob, that's Rob. That's one thing he's gotten right this year.
He likes the Ice House. For some reason, Joe likes the Frosty Center.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I tried to tell him it was awful.
Jack Thompson said the Frost Forum.
I like the Vault.
I like the vault because of the bank. I see where you're going.
Yeah. So,
but we're only gonna call it the vault if they're gonna play defense.
Well,
the
yeah,
vault is locked up.
absolutely.
They
But
gotta play
did we not hear you and Rob talking about him averaging 5 blocks a game?
I said 4, but yeah, damn near.
I mean, that's defense.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I like the vault. It was the double meaning because when the Spurs were winning titles, what were they known for?
Yeah, I like the vault.
I think we're going to bring it back.
We roll with it all. The other thing we're not going to say the Wemby effect anymore. We're going to go Wemby watch, but we're not going to say Wemby watch. We're going to say Dub squared because I think Wemby effect is getting over.
Victor Wabamama.
Yeah, we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna go Dub squared.
So
Wemby effect is overused. We're just going Dub squared.
It's kind of like the NFL, right? The NFL fans, they look for certain things like when's my bye week? When is, my first home game? Where do I have like a long road stretch? Like certain fans look for certain things in the schedule when it first comes out. Rudy J, what does Rudy J look for in a schedule when it first drops?
Man, you know what? I'm old school Spurs. So the first thing I look at, even though it's not the same, but it's just in me, the first thing I look for is the rodeo road trip.
Trip. Well,
because that's, it's for the longest time, that's when they bonded and kind of got their chemistry and kind of said, all right, let's go. Let's stop messing around. Let's get it together. Let's become a team. Let's go to dinner. Let's get to know each other. Let's figure this thing out. Let's figure out how we win on the road. So for me, being old school Spur, I always look for that. Who are they going to be playing on the rodeo road trip?
Well, your rodeo road trip this year consists of 9 games that starts February the 7th.
There's a break, right? There's a break.
Yeah, you have the All-Star break. So they've got 9 games, and it starts February 7th, and they don't return home till February 29th. So they come home it's a leap year. I just noticed that.
Word, Black History Month is one day longer, baby. Let's get it.
But they'll be taking on Miami, Orlando, Brooklyn, Toronto, Dallas, Sacramento, the Lakers, Utah, and Minnesota before they come home to take on Oklahoma City.
That's brutal. That's a brutal little run. They're gonna find out a lot about themselves there as a young team and how to try to close out games. That's gonna be the biggest thing this year is learning how to close out games as a young team. But that's a tough schedule. Before Sacramento was a bye, Utah was a bye. But that's gonna be a tough little stretch for them.
Yeah, you got those two. You got Dallas, Minnesota, Toronto, who probably feels like that's a gettable one.
That you see what I'm saying? Minnesota and Toronto are the only games I can say, okay, yeah. The rest of them are like, hey man, y'all got to come to play.
But and let me know if you follow my thought process here. Yes, okay. Sacramento was good last year. They were the 3 seed in the Western Conference.
Right.
Can you do it again?
You got the moonwalk.
There's a difference between sneaking up on people and then being hunted. Being hunted is different, though.
Hey, Pledge, get off the fence. Either say they're going to moonwalk or not. Don't hedge your bet.
I've said I'm not hedging. I'm just saying it is different being hunted. And I think that the Kings are going to fall back.
Okay.
Now, whether it's the play-in or missing or the 8 seed,
wow, that far?
Yes. How many teams got better?
Play-in? But to the play-in, Pledge? Come on, bro.
Okay. I mean, how far do you expect Dallas to be better with a full year of Luka and Kyrie? Because they didn't make the playoffs. Are the Spurs going to be better?
The Spurs will be better.
Is Houston better with Ime Udoka?
Hell yes. But so is Sacramento. De'Aaron Fox is a year older. Sabonis is a year older. Keegan Murray is going to he's going to get better as this time goes on.
I like their talent too, but talent is one thing.
But they are one of the few teams that play defense. That's what Mike Brown hangs his hat on. That's why they work.
But remember, defense gets old on young teams. Teams like the Tom Thibodeau, he turns teams around quick. He gets them to the playoffs, but then those teams stop listening to him.
Well, the thing about Thibodeau is he wears you down. Like it's game 67 and they're playing full-blown defense at practice, and guys just kind of, I mean, we even saw that with Magic and Pat Riley. But I don't see Mike Brown as a dictator, kind of like I do Thibodeau. So I don't think that's going to be an issue.
The other thing that we, as Spurs fans, have to look for now is when we lose home games. That is an unfortunate part of being a Spurs fan now. When is Austin taking our home game?
Oh, that.
The Moody Center is there. They've got them. I'm not saying that it's only 2 games. I get it, and I understand what they're trying to do, but it's still 2 less games inside the vault or the ice house or whatever you want to call it.
Look, this is the thing, man. Like, what we have to get used to is there's new money and there's new return on investments that need to be made. And the best way to do it, we've reached our ceiling in San Antonio. As far if I'm a Spur and I'm in charge of trying to make money, I have to look at it. Look, we've reached our ceiling. What else do we do? What else can we do? First thing that comes to mind is include Austin. That's the first thing that comes to mind. We need Austin watching games. We need Austin buying Wemby gear. We need Austin feeling like they're part of this. So I've accepted it. I've come to grips with it. I think the rest of the city has to come to grips with it as well. Like, we can hate Austin all we want. They're going to be a part. They're going to be a part of what we do, and it's smart business. It's genius. It should have been done a long time ago.
That would be March the 15th.
The players love it. The players love it.
Oh, absolutely, because Austin's fun.
They love it. Austin, very fun.
March 15th, you get the reigning champion Denver Nuggets. And March 17th, you get the Brooklyn Nets.
Brooklyn, okay, but
on St. Patrick's Day.
Giving them Joker bothers me.
Why? I thought we had to, this is something we had to accept.
It is, but I'm like, give them Brooklyn and Utah.
So you've accepted it to a point.
They got to pay some dues, Pledge. They got to pay some dues. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, y'all, we're letting y'all in, but y'all got to get this riffraff.
I mean, that's a fair thought process, but like you said, there's money. And speaking of dues being paid, 6th Street Financial, Dell, all those nice sponsorships. I'm sure they wouldn't mind having a nice game thrown their way every once in a while.
Yeah, no, you're right. You got to throw them a bone to keep them interested. And not only that, this way you can hit people over the head. Because my buddy lives in Austin, and I was like, "Hey, man, you're gonna be going to the 2 games?" He was like, "Dude, I couldn't afford it last year, and they sucked." He's like, "I ain't gonna be able to afford those tickets for Wemby, so they're gonna be charging like how Golden State charges in their new arena."
I'm looking at something right now. Somebody posted. I'm guessing it's a Ticketmaster. The upper bowels of the Frost Bank Center.
Moody. Oh, Frost. Okay.
For the opener against the Mavericks.
I'm thinking about 250. I'm guessing
200 to 225 for all the way up in the top near the jerseys.
Man, look, briskets are up, gas is up, everything is up, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, we got Wemby. This was a part of it.
Yeah, everything in this world is up. Even if you don't have Wemby, everything in this world costs more. Spurs tickets do too. And again, you know, all you can hope for is that the stars play, if you can afford it.
Well, on night 1, I think they're playing.
Well, we are. I just saw a thing today that San Antonio, of the large cities in America, San Antonio and Phoenix are the fastest growing big cities in America. So we got some new money influx. I mean, them Cali people still buying up our real estate like it's nothing. They got a little bit of money.
Now
the old school Hemisphere Arena fan has been phased out, but you know, some of these new people will be all right.
Now, I sent you some audio a little while ago for tomorrow's show. It is some of the best audio I've heard from Dak.
Okay, I'm glad you told me that because Dak, when I see Dak audio, while I go through it, I still yawn first because
right.
Dak is such a. So this is worth.
I need you to put your ears on because Dak, of course, being asked about the chippiness with Micah Parsons and the fighting and, him getting Micah hitting him at some point in practice. Like there's been a lot of extra going on, especially yesterday. And he talked about that.
That's my role and that's my job, honestly, is just to bring everybody together, understanding that I encourage a lot of it. I mean, going back to the trash talking, going back to just feeding into the passion of the game and trying to get the most out of your teammates. But at the end of the day, we are on the same team. So when it feels like it's getting ready to cross the line or you see punches thrown, it's important just to go grab those guys, understand, hey, man, like I broke my thumb last year, and that's all it takes is for you to break a finger, break a thumb, and now you're putting this whole team in jeopardy and everything we've worked on and built. So that's what that conversation's about is I understand the passion. I understand the iron sharpen iron and all the emotions in it. But at the end of the day, we go back into the same locker room. We're all family. We're brothers. Right. So as long as we leave it on the practice field and nobody gets hurt doing it, it's fine. And that's what those conversations are about. And I enjoy being able to pick at the fire, but at the same time, knowing that these guys are going to listen and bring everybody together.
Well, then he needs to talk to his center because his center decleated Sam Williams.
No, Sam Williams decleated his center.
No, you need to go watch that. Biotish came and hit Sam Williams and knocked him off of his feet. So did Sam do something first? Because what I saw was Biotish knocking Sam off of his feet. That's what I saw.
Oh, well, I saw a rep where Sam got owned. And then I see Micah and Tyler getting into it, throwing punches. And from the back, Sam Williams just takes out Biotish with his back turned.
Okay, well then Biotish got up and he got up and came back and took Sam out.
Well, would you not?
Well, I didn't see that. I only saw the reaction.
They're tired of hitting each other.
So this is what happens when you don't scrimmage another team.
This happens in other scrimmages too. This is what happens when you do this physical warrior type stuff.
And when you've been around guys, these dudes are ready to get away from each other for a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's been a lot. Like I'm tired. I'm tired of you and Rob and Jason and Joe. I'm kidding. Sometimes I don't want to decleat Jason Minix.
I think that's a hate crime.
I don't think you can decleat somebody that short though.
I've seen it happen.
Dude, I don't know if you've been listening. Rob is in love with Deuce Vaughn.
Oh, no, I know.
It's getting disturbing.
He's calling him RB2 already.
Yeah. I'm like, excuse me? But whatever. Anyway.
So I take it you are also not on the Deuce Vaughn RB2 because he had a good game against threes.
Thank you. But I see the problem is the reason why I'm salty is because looking like my guy who I planted my flag with, I don't even know if my guy gonna make the team.
Yeah, has your guy played yet?
Well, he played. See, my guy Malik Davis, for those that don't know, he went up against the Jaguar starters while running behind
a third string line.
Third string, yeah. So he had 4 carries for 3 yards because he was playing starters while running behind third stringers. So everybody's like, "See, I told you, Rudy. I told you." Like, shut up.
I'm telling you though, that when healthy, if they play all of their starters, and their line is Tyler Smith, Tyron Smith, Tyler Biotish, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. That line's as good as any in the league.
We'll see. What if Tyron falls off the cliff this year?
Well, then you kick Tyler Smith out to left tackle.
And who plays left guard?
I don't know. You find one. I didn't say Ball. I ain't saying Ball. You're not going to goat me into saying Josh Ball. He is Rudy J. You can catch him every weekday morning from 6 to 10. And tomorrow, you can go meet him in person out at the Hunters Extravaganza at the Freeman Coliseum's Expo Hall, as they are going to be there with NAW broadcasting live on the Blix with Joe Reinagel from 2 to 6. Rudy, thanks for the time today, my man.
Yeah, look for me and Joe. We're going to do the show from a deer blind.
Are you wearing your Primo Processing shirt?
Hey, man, God is good. Beer is great, and people are crazy.
That is Rudy J. Thanks so much for the time, my man. This has been Extra Innings with Pleasure. I thank you all for riding along with me. We'll catch you tomorrow right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM and sasportstar.com.
For over 17 years, the award-winning legal team at George Salinas Injury Lawyers has been representing personal injury victims all across Texas. Have you been injured in an accident? George Salinas is ready to represent you with free consultations, 24/7 availability, and no attorney fees unless we win. George Salinas Injury Lawyers will help you get the results you need so you can focus on recovery. If you've been injured, one call could change your entire case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers, 210-225-0909, or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.